Hey Sagittarius, welcome back to the channel. I need to talk to you about something that came up in today's reading, and honestly, this energy is so specific that I had to pull these cards twice just to make sure I was reading this correctly. If you're watching this right now, there's someone in your energy field who has a message for you, and the universe is literally creating circumstances for this message to reach you. I'm getting strong twin flame or significant soul connection vibes here, and before we even get into the cards, I just want you to know that whatever ended or whatever you think is over, the story is still being written. So I laid out the cards for Sagittarius today, asking about this twin flame energy, this significant connection that many of you have been asking about, and what came through was so clear. The first card that appeared is the Seven of Cups, and I need you to really hear what this card is showing us because it's not what you might think at first glance. The Seven of Cups typically shows up when we're dealing with illusions, fantasies, or multiple options. But in this context, in this reading about your twin flame connection, it's showing me something really specific about confusion and clarity. What I'm seeing with the Seven of Cups here is that there's been a period where either you or this person, or both of you, have been lost in confusion about what this connection actually means. You know how sometimes you can be so close to something that you can't see it clearly? That's what's been happening. This card is showing me that one or both of you have been looking at this connection through a filter of fear, past hurt, or unrealistic expectations. There have been so many cups, so many possibilities floating around in the mind, but the real treasure, the real connection, got lost in all that mental noise. I'm feeling like this person, your twin flame, or this significant soul connection, they've been in a state of confusion about their own feelings. They might have convinced themselves that walking away was the right thing to do, or they might have told themselves that this connection was just fantasy, just something their mind created. But here's what the Seven of Cups is really revealing in this position, Sagittarius. All those illusions, all that confusion, it's starting to clear. When we see the Seven of Cups in a reading about what's coming, it often means that the fog is lifting and someone is starting to see through their own illusions. What's really interesting is that I'm getting this sense that this person has been dreaming about you, literally or figuratively. They've been replaying scenarios in their mind, imagining conversations, thinking about what they would say if they had another chance. The Seven of Cups energy shows me someone who's been sitting with all these options in their head, all these possible futures, and they're finally starting to realize that none of those fantasies compare to the actual reality of what you two shared or could share. This card is also telling me that there might have been a third-party situation or multiple people involved that created confusion. Not necessarily cheating or anything negative like that. But perhaps one or both of you were entertaining other connections, other possibilities, trying to convince yourselves that you could find this same energy with someone else. The Seven of Cups is saying that game is over. The comparison game, the what-if game, the maybe someone else game. It's done. There's a realization coming through that what you two have is unique and can't be replicated. I also want to point out something really specific about the Seven of Cups in this spread. It's in the beginning position, which tells me that this confusion, this period of illusion, it's already passing or about to pass. We're not stuck in the Seven of Cups energy, we're moving through it. And that's actually really hopeful because it means the clarity is coming. Your person is waking up from whatever spell they were under, whatever story they told themselves about why this couldn't work. Now the next card that came through, and this one gave me actual chills when I pulled it, is the Ten of Swords. I know. The Ten of Swords looks dramatic and final and like everything is over, but stay with me because in the context of this reading, this card is actually bringing you really good news. The Ten of Swords represents a complete ending. Yes, but it also represents the end of suffering, the end of a painful cycle, the end of betrayal or hurt. What I'm seeing with the Ten of Swords here is that there was a moment of absolute rock bottom for this person, for this connection. There was a point where everything felt completely dead and over. Maybe there was a painful ending, harsh words were said, or someone walked away in a way that felt final and devastating. The Ten of Swords shows me that both of you, or at least one of you, experienced this connection as something that really wounded you deeply. There was heartbreak here. Real heartbreak. But here's what's important about the Ten of Swords, Sagittarius. This card appears when we need to acknowledge that something has truly ended, so that something new can begin. You cannot have a resurrection without a death. You cannot have a new beginning without an ending. And the Ten of Swords is telling me that the old version of this connection, the version that was built on miscommunication, fear, poor timing, or immature behavior, that version is dead. It's over. And that's actually exactly what needed to happen. I'm getting this really strong message that your person went through a dark night of the soul. They hit a point where they couldn't run anymore, couldn't deny anymore, couldn't pretend anymore. The Ten of Swords often shows up when someone has exhausted all their options for avoiding the truth, and they finally have to face reality. And the reality they're facing is that walking away from you was a mistake, that trying to forget this connection was impossible, that whatever they've been doing to distract themselves or convince themselves they made the right choice, it hasn't worked. There's also this energy with the Ten of Swords of betrayal being acknowledged. If there was any betrayal in this connection, any way that one person hurt the other, there's now a deep understanding of the impact of that betrayal. The person who caused pain is now feeling that pain themselves. The universe has a way of making sure we understand the consequences of our actions, and the Ten of Swords is showing me that lesson has been learned. What's really powerful about seeing the Ten of Swords in this position is that it's telling me the worst is over. You're not heading toward the Ten of Swords, you've already been through it. The painful ending has already happened. The betrayal or hurt or disappointment, it's already in the past. And now we're in that moment right before the sun rises, right before a new day begins. The Ten of Swords always appears darkest right before the dawn. And Sagittarius, your dawn is coming. The third card that appeared, and this is where things start to shift into really hopeful territory, is the World. And I have to tell you, when the World shows up in a twin flame reading after the Seven of Cups and Ten of Swords, it's telling a very specific story. The World represents completion, fulfillment, achievement of a major life cycle. This is the card of coming full circle, of reaching the end of a long journey and standing at the threshold of a new beginning. What the World is showing me in your reading is that this connection has been a complete journey. You and this person have been through cycles together. You've learned lessons, you've grown, you've been separated, and now you're approaching completion of a really significant karmic cycle. The World doesn't show up for casual connections, Sagittarius. This card appears when we're dealing with something that has been part of our soul's curriculum, something that we came here to experience and learn from. I'm seeing that both you and this person have been on individual journeys of growth and self-discovery. The World is showing me that you both needed to go off and complete certain lessons on your own. You needed to become whole within yourselves before you could come back together in a healthy way. And that process is now complete or very close to completion. The World is saying that you've learned what you needed to learn. You've grown in the ways you needed to grow. And now the universe is preparing to bring things full circle. There's also this really beautiful energy with the World about success and recognition. I'm feeling like one or both of you has achieved something significant during this time apart. Maybe you've reached a career milestone, completed a healing journey, or accomplished a personal goal that you've been working toward. The World is showing me that you're stepping into your power, into your success, into the fullness of who you are meant to be. And from that place of wholeness and achievement, this connection can now reform on a much higher level. What's really interesting about the World in this spread is that it's telling me this connection is part of your destiny. This isn't just a random person who crossed your path. This is someone who is woven into your soul's journey, someone who plays a significant role in your evolution and growth. The World card confirms that this is a fated connection, a meant-to-be situation, even if the timing has been challenging up until now. I'm also getting this sense that travel or distance might be involved with the World card. Either you and this person are physically separated by distance, or there's about to be some kind of travel or movement that brings you back into each other's orbit. The World is a card of global connections and international energy, so if there's been geographic separation, that's being highlighted here as something that's about to shift or change. Now we move into the fourth card, the Four of Wands. And honestly, Sagittarius, when I pulled this card, my heart just expanded because the Four of Wands is pure celebration, joy, harmony, and homecoming. This is the card of reunions, of celebrations, of coming together in happiness and stability. After the pain of the Ten of Swords and the completion of the World, the Four of Wands is showing me the actual reunion, the coming together in celebration and joy. The Four of Wands is telling me that there's a homecoming energy around this connection. Someone is coming home, either literally or energetically. There's a sense of finally being where you're supposed to be, with who you're supposed to be with. This card often shows up for weddings, engagements, moving in together, or other significant relationship milestones that involve commitment and celebration. I'm not saying you're definitely getting engaged, but I am saying that the energy is moving towards stability and commitment. What I love about the Four of Wands in this position is that it's showing me genuine happiness and harmony. This isn't forced. This isn't one person convincing the other. This isn't settling or compromising. This is two people coming together because they genuinely want to be together, because being together brings them joy and peace and excitement all at the same time. The Four of Wands is saying that when this reunion happens, it's going to feel right in a way that it maybe didn't feel right before. I'm also seeing with the Four of Wands that there might be a celebration or event that brings you two back together. Maybe a wedding, a party, a gathering of friends, something where you're both present and the universe creates this really natural opportunity for reconnection. The Four of Wands loves to bring people together in social settings, in happy environments where guards are down and hearts are open. There's also this energy of building something solid and lasting. The Four of Wands isn't just about a temporary reunion or a brief moment of happiness. This card is about laying a foundation for something stable and enduring. I'm seeing that this connection is moving toward a place where you're actually building a life together, creating something that has structure and stability. The wild, chaotic, on-again, off-again energy is transforming into something more grounded and real. The fifth card that came through is the Moon. And this is where I need you to pay really close attention because the Moon is bringing you some important information about what's happening beneath the surface. The Moon is the card of intuition, dreams, subconscious communication, and hidden truths coming to light. In this reading, the Moon is showing me that there's a lot happening in the invisible realm, in the realm of dreams and intuition and psychic connection. What I'm seeing with the Moon is that you and this person are connected on a deep subconscious level, even during times of separation. You might be dreaming about each other, thinking about each other at the same time, or having these really strong intuitive hits about each other. The Moon is showing me that the psychic connection between you two is actually very strong right now, even if you're not in physical contact. You're communicating through dreams, through energy, through the invisible threads that connect twin flames. The Moon is also telling me that there are things that haven't been said, feelings that haven't been expressed, truths that are still hidden beneath the surface. Someone is holding back, not sharing the full depth of their feelings or their realizations. The Moon energy suggests that this person is processing a lot internally, working through their emotions in private, and they're not ready yet to bring everything into the light, but the Moon promises that what's hidden will be revealed. Secrets will come out, true feelings will be expressed, and the full truth of this situation will emerge. I'm getting this really strong sense that the Moon is highlighting a period of reflection and inner work that's happening for your person. They're in their feelings right now. They're going deep into their own psyche, examining their patterns, their fears, their desires. The Moon shows me someone who is finally being honest with themselves about what they really want and who they really love. This is a time of emotional truth and spiritual awakening for this person. There's also an element with the Moon about fear and anxiety. This person might be experiencing fear about reaching out, fear about being vulnerable, fear about being rejected or hurt again. The Moon shows me that even though they know what they want, even though they're clear about their feelings, there's still this emotional hesitation, this fear of stepping into the unknown. But the Moon is encouraging movement through that fear, trusting intuition over anxiety, following the heart even when the path isn't completely clear. The final card in your reading, Sagittarius, is the Sun, and I cannot think of a better card to end on. The Sun is pure joy, success, clarity, vitality, and happiness. This is the card of everything coming to light, of truth being revealed, of darkness being banished by brilliant light. After the Moon's period of uncertainty and hidden feelings, the Sun comes in to illuminate everything and bring clarity and joy. The Sun is telling me that this story has a happy ending. All the confusion of the Seven of Cups, all the pain of the Ten of Swords, the completion of the world, the celebration of the Four of Wands, the hidden feelings of the Moon, it all leads to the Sunday. This card is showing me a future where you and this person are together in a way that's joyful, open, honest, and bright. There's no more hiding, no more confusion, no more pain, just pure happiness and love and celebration of what you mean to each other. The Sun is also telling me that this connection brings out the best in both of you. When you're together, you shine brighter. You feel more alive, more creative, more joyful, more yourself. The sun shows me two people who inspire each other, who bring light into each other's lives, who make each other better just by being together. This is the kind of love that feels like sunshine, warm and bright and life-giving. I'm seeing with the sun that there's going to be a moment of complete clarity and truth. All the cards are going to be on the table. All the feelings are going to be expressed. And there's going to be this beautiful moment of mutual understanding and recognition. The sun doesn't allow for any more hiding or pretending. Everything comes into the light, and in that light, you both see each other clearly and choose each other anyway. That's real love, Sagittarius. The sun is also confirming success in this connection. Whatever you've been hoping for, whatever you've been working toward, the sun says yes. This is a card of achievement and victory and getting what you want. If you've been manifesting this person, if you've been holding space for this connection, if you've been doing your inner work and staying open, the sun is telling you that your efforts are about to pay off in a really beautiful way. So let me bring all of this together for you, Sagittarius. The story that these cards are telling is so clear. Your twin flame or significant soul connection has been through a period of confusion and illusion, represented by the Seven of Cups. They've been unclear about their feelings, maybe distracted by other options, definitely not seeing this connection clearly. Then came the Ten of Swords, a painful ending or betrayal or rock-bottom moment that forced both of you to face the truth of what this connection means. That painful ending was necessary for growth and transformation. Now you're both in the energy of the world, completing major life cycles and coming into your individual wholeness. You're each becoming the person you need to be for this connection to work at a higher level. The Four of Wands is showing me that a reunion is coming, a celebration, a coming together in joy and commitment. There's going to be a homecoming energy where you both recognize that this is where you belong. The moon is revealing that there's a lot happening beneath the surface right now. Dreams, intuition, hidden feelings, psychic connection. Your person is processing deeply and working up the courage to reveal their truth to you. And finally, the sun is promising that all of this leads to happiness, clarity, success, and a love that shines bright and true. The message I'm getting for you, Sagittarius, is to trust the process. Trust that even though there's been pain and confusion, even though things have felt over or impossible, the story is still being written. Your twin flame is working through their own journey, and the universe is orchestrating circumstances to bring you back together at the right time in the right way. The notes, the message, the communication you've been waiting for, it's coming. Stay open, stay hopeful, and know that the sun is rising on this connection.